I went from throwing up, and I'm like, okay, I text somebody, and I'm like, okay, we finna leave, because I just got done throwing up. So I'm like, okay, we finna leave now. We did not leave, y'all. We did not fucking leave. I remember putting gum in my mouth. I remember putting some double mint in my mouth. And I remember sitting on the bed. Then I remember getting my pussy ate. If you had like flashcards for how a sequence of events was happening, it really was Jody throwing up, Jody chewing gum. Somebody is chewing on Jody pussy right now. Like, that's really how the flashcards went.
Welcome to hernutmatters, the podcast that dives headfirst into all things sex, pleasure, and empowerment. I'm Jody, your unapologetic guide to a more liberated sex life. Here we break down taboos, celebrate sexuality, and explore what it means to truly own your pleasure. So whether you're curious, kink-friendly, or just looking for ways to spice things up, you're in the right place. Now let's get to it.
Happy New Year. The last episode where I was talking about a holiday, I talked about how much I hate Christmas. And Christmas is honestly like my most hated holiday. All the other ones I'm kind of down with. Any holiday that's kind of like, oh, we're gonna like eat, drink, and be merry, I'm kind of like with that. And it's funny that I even said be merry, because people talk about Christmas in that context. I don't be seeing it that way. But today, while I'm recording, is January 2nd, 2 days into the new year, and I feel amazing. I feel very hopeful for this year. I kind of want to get this started with a recap of 2024. And a lot of stuff happened for me in 2024. It's crazy because I did not think about this before saying that I wanted to do a recap of 2024. So bear with me. But in 2024, obviously in November, I did a rebrand for the show. So now there's a new name. There's a stronger direction as to where the show is going in terms of what I feel is my calling and my mission. So super excited that was able to take place. Also, you guys know, in a couple episodes before the official rebrand, I was saying that something in my spirit just felt like there was some change that needed to take place. And so all of that just kind of ended up turning into the rebrand of the show. I am currently, of course, we have a break right now, but still on tour with the Heart of Soft show, still doing all of their managing that tour, and just figuring out what lessons I'm supposed to take away from being a tour manager and social media manager for that particular brand, and how that aligns with, again, the direction that I want to go in. Because y'all know, I'm strategic. Everything has to kind of make sense for what I'm doing. The moment that it doesn't make sense anymore, I am out of there. But I feel like 2024, I was really saying yes to some things that would kind of drive the needle a little bit more and get me further to where I wanted to be. And yeah, it's working. For me, it's working. I feel like this year, shit finna be crazy. What else? In 2024, of course, the TV show dropped. I was on the Never Ever Mets on OWN and HBO Max, as well as anywhere else that it was streaming. I don't know, in all honesty. And half the world decided that they hated me. And that's cool too, because anybody that's listening knows that I don't give a fuck for real. Like, I don't care. And I'm saying that the TV show dropped in 2024 because anyone that is very close to me knows that it was shot years ago. It was shot 2 years before it actually aired. So clearly I was a totally different person. First of all, as a Scorpio, the sign of death and rebirth, I could wake up tomorrow and become a different person. So imagine how much change I experienced over a 2-year span. So being on TV, being on reality TV in particular, funny thing, didn't like reality TV before I was on reality TV. Still not too fond of it. Reality TV is such a weird space. That's all I'm kind of going to say about that. Because again, people think that, oh, you're on reality TV, now I know you. No, y'all don't. Like, very weird space, very weird space. Shout out to everyone that was involved in that project. I'm hoping that in 2025, I'll continue to, again, just kind of attract more opportunities for myself, more opportunities for the brand, more opportunities to grow within being a sex educator and being someone that curates these sorts of safe spaces so that people can explore their own sexuality, have agency and ownership over their sexual choices, and really own their sexual health. And did the influencer dinner in the summertime with the amazing Koya, her event, which brings HIV awareness to Black women in particular. That was super dope. Taught at Exotica Miami. That was amazing. Taught my throat choreography class. That went up. I also taught another class which was around rediscovering your sexuality after, you had a baby or you went through some kind of major life altering thing. So that kind of applies to both men and women because, again, we all go through things that can kind of trickle into our bedroom performance and how to kind of like relearn and reimagine what that is. Again, that kind of got me closer to the direction I went with the show. I had quite a few podcast appearances as well. I was on We Talk Back. I was on Shameless Sex. Of course, I was on Hard Us Off again. In addition to being on tour with them, I was on the Hard Us Off show again. I was on a couple other ones that will be dropping. Planning, of course, in 2025 to continue to collab with different people. I had a nice amount I had a very diverse list of guests in 2024. Some of those episodes still need to drop because I recorded a lot of episodes towards the end of 2024 that are still going to be dropping throughout January. So sometimes I be like recording episodes and then I gotta like push them back a little bit because, of course, this episode is gonna come out soon because it needs to come out soon. Certain episodes you can't miss the moment with. So this episode will be dropping very soon that I'm recording right now. And that's going to push back some of the episodes that I recorded in November and December. So be on the lookout for those. The hernutmatters live show. Y'all know that I've done live shows before, but I've never done my own live show. I've done live shows collaborating with other people, opened up for a lot of different people. In 2024, I opened up for Shameless Sex when they came to Chicago. I opened up for Don't Call Me White Girl when they came to Chicago. Cocktails, Dirty Discussions, I opened up for them in 2022 and 2023, and then I was on their show in 2024. So they didn't tour in 2024, but I still collaborated with them last year. And I'm trying to see what else. I feel like those is kind of like the highlights that I can think of right now. I feel like I'm probably missing something, but that's okay because just in a nutshell, it was great. It was great just in terms of like the things that I accomplished on the brand podcast visibility front. So super cool. 2024 was a decent year. Not mad at it at all. Definitely just felt like I'm taking the necessary steps to get where I wanted to be. Now, let me think about my sex life in 2024 because I just talked about a whole lot of podcast shit and y'all come here to listen to me talk about sex. And so 2024 on the sex tip was fun. Definitely fun. Explored some things that I had not done previously. And I love that for me. So, I did do an episode in 2024 about my 2024 threesome, which was fun. Go back to that episode if you are you want to get updated on that. I started going to a lifestyle club. I want to say I went to the lifestyle club, found well, he was on the show. So if you guys remember when I had the poly love coach on the show, he is the organizer of one of the largest predominantly Black sex positive lifestyle organizations in Chicago. Started frequenting his events more, started doing demonstrations at those events, and that was definitely lit. Helped me to, in addition to, of course, being an educator, I'm an exhibitionist. So the fact that I was doing demonstrations at these events, like literally doing stuff so that people can watch me. It's like one thing to teach somebody how to do something, but like me, like really, doing an anal demonstration and having someone stick a fucking 8-inch dildo in my ass, like in front of a group of people, that was like super lit. So I'll definitely say doing my anal demonstration was definitely like a sex highlight for sure, because that was lit. That was lit. Won't go into any more detail than that because there's an episode on that. There's an episode where I discuss that. So no need to go into more detail on that. Actually, I might dedicate a whole nother episode to like some updated anal stuff. What else? I'm trying to see what else did I do in 2024 that I had never done before. Because for me, 2024 was definitely me doing stuff that I didn't do before. Including, again, doing actual demonstrations at a sex club. And then consistently doing it. Like, tying people up at the club. I'm rigging. I'm spanking. I'm flogging. I'm really having... In 2024, that was my first time having sex at a sex club and also doing it in front of people. Like, I had sex in terms of like, oh, it's being recorded type shit, but I ain't never like did that shit outside of a threesome context. Let me be very clear, because a threesome is we're engaging in this and the people in this room are seeing it. But this is my first time just like, all right, cool, I'm having sex and people are like just walking by like it's a museum or something like that. Like, you know how y'all go to the zoo and then it might be like two gorillas in the corner fucking the shit out of each other on some, like, kind of like that. Like, that's how it felt. Like, I'm in a museum right now and all of my animalistic primal instincts are just coming out right now. So that was fun to experience. That was definitely fun to experience. What else? I did some other kind of like super... I did a lot of stuff off shrooms this year, in 2024. I did a lot of stuff off shrooms. Before 2024, I had never had sex off shrooms. I had never, because I had only did shrooms. Prior to 2024, I'd only did shrooms back in 2022. Okay, I just lied. I did have sex off shrooms in 2022, but it was one time and I didn't do that shit again. But in 2024, it was like I really was having like consistent shroom sex. And not even consistent, but on some like, I did that shit more than like 5-6 times. Like it was a decent amount of shroom sex. Yeah, I love shrooms. There's a shroom episode that will be dropping this month. What else? What else for 2024 in terms of like the recap? Yeah, that's all I can think about. I can't say that I don't eat ass no more. I can't say that. Can't say that anymore. It's funny because I remember I was having a conversation with my homie, and he said like, if you do something once, then you can't really argue that you don't do it at all. And I'm like, I hate that. Like, I think that's so crazy. Because I remember when I was talking about how like, oh yeah, like I don't eat pussy, I've ate pussy. I feel like for me, that's a huge difference. But now I feel like, oh, like I used to be able to say like, no, I ain't never ate ass. Now I can't even say that anymore. Whole nother episode for eating ass. Whole nother episode for that. So that's the recap for 2024. Let's get into how my new year started. So went to a New Year's Eve party. What started out as a very chill, intimate kind of like vibe ended with me being drunk as the fuck. I ain't had a New Year's Eve off Douce in a long time. Like, I want to say it was 2017 going into 2018. Like, I haven't had a Douce night in a very long time. And all I drank was Douce that night. Like, me and my friend, we goes to this party hosted by another one of our friends. And yeah, it's lit. Like, we having a good fucking time. Me and her also did shrooms. So, good fucking time. What we did not do, which was what we should have done, was we should have smoked weed. We really should have smoked weed. I feel like that was what was missing from my life. New Year's Eve, I did not smoke no weed. I had shrooms and I had liquor. A shit ton of liquor. Actually, let me rewind that a little bit, right? How many, like, I don't know how many of y'all listening did like the black eyed peas and greens for New Year's Eve thing, but I made that shit, right? So I cooked on New Year's Eve. I cooked early enough to where I knew I still have enough time to get dressed and get out the house and go to the parties and shit. So this was my first time making black eyed peas and greens on New Year's Eve. Normally I just go to my mama's house and I'll like eat whatever she cooked or whatever. And she normally does cook black eyed peas and greens. So I'll just go over to her house. But this year I was like, I honestly don't want to make that drive. Like my mama, that's like a 40-minute drive for me. I didn't want to make that drive. I just wanted to cook for myself. So I cooked. The shit was so fucking good. So fucking good. And I'm like, oh, this is like an amazing meal. Like I felt so fulfilled in that moment. And then, okay, my night is getting started. I go to my friend's house. I finished getting ready at her house. I was mostly ready at my house, but it was like, I mean, if you a lady listening, you kind of know how this shit go. Like, you mostly ready, but then you just got to do a little, little touch up, like to your hair or something like that. Like, just, little fine tuning type shit. So that's what I did at her house. And it was cool. Like I said, we was vibing. We drive downtown. We had a hotel penthouse type vibe. It's by the time we make it, I want to say we make it to the party at like 11 o'clock. So we did real good on timing. Because we left her house at like 10:20, and we was at a hotel like right off the Riverwalk, and we knew they was gonna let up the bridges and shit in downtown Chicago. So we was just trying to make sure we were where we was supposed to be when we was there. And so everything cool. I had to go back and watch my Snapchat story from that night to really remember what was taking place, because that's how drunk I was. When I picked up the Douce bottle, I watched my Snap story. And when I picked up the Douce bottle and was drinking out the fucking bottle, that was when it was time for me to stop fucking drinking. Because at that point, I didn't taste the liquor no more. Like, I'm over here like, all right, I'm grabbing. And if anybody knows me, like, if you don't even got to know me to know this, for real. If you've been around me and you see how I drink, I hate shots. If I'm going to do shots, I would prefer to do shots of like, whiskey or something dark, because I don't like doing shots of tequila. I will drink it. And I think that throws people off too, because they be like, if you don't like tequila, why do you drink tequila? Because if I'm with people and they drinking tequila, I'm like, that's the drink of the night. Like, okay, whatever, I'll suffer through it because I don't really like drinking to begin with. So for me, it's like that's not even really important. But if I had to choose like liquor, then I'm gonna be going in a totally different route. I'm not choosing no fucking tequila to drink for the night. But we get to the party. She got a fifth of Douce. With the exception of her maybe giving out 3 shots to other people, me and her drank that whole fucking bottle. Just us two. And we not big people. Neither one of us are big people. I know I had more than 10 shots. I know that. Like, I wanted, because we had like maybe 3 shots before we even got to the party. And then we got to the party. They shot o'clock. Y'all know how that shit go. Then at midnight, we drinking champagne. I want to say by like 1 o'clock, I was very fucked up. Like I'll give myself 120. I'll give myself to 120. Dancing, drinking, having a good time. Now, I want to say as it gets closer to 2 o'clock, I'm fucked up to the point where I'm putting my head down. Like, I was trying to text people, because, you know, at midnight now here come all the Happy New Year and blah, 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 and shit, and all that or whatever, right? I'm trying to text people. I cannot text. I'm like, I feel like my fingers are moving and nothing is being typed in the keyboard. And it's literally like, if like a toddler had your fucking phone and was just beating the keyboard, because that's what the fuck was happening. I could not see. So I had to put my head down, and I gave my phone to my friend at that point, because I'm like, yo, I'm actually fucked up. Like, I'm trying to communicate with people, because it was actually supposed to be other people pulling up to the party, and I could not communicate. I couldn't communicate. Next thing I know, I'm like, I look at my friend, I'm like, I need to throw up. Like, I knew, like, and I'm not one of those people that just like, oh, it just comes out and I didn't know it was about to come. No, I'm like, no, I need to throw up. So we goes into the, so how the penthouse was like set up or whatever. It's like the kitchen area, the general like lounge, front room area, all of that is where mostly everybody else was, because it was like maybe 30 people. I would say it was like 30 people max in there. So it's like maybe 15, 20 people like all around, whatever. And then I go into the master bedroom suite, and there's a bathroom in there. So I goes in that bathroom, because I didn't go inside like the other bathroom where everybody else had, because it was 2 bathrooms. So I goes inside the master, you know, bathroom, whatever. The great thing about that night was that my hair was already in a ponytail, because it was like raining a little bit in Chicago. And I'm like, my hair natural, so I know like I damn near need to have a ponytail, because I didn't want to have to deal with my hair like frizzing up and all that other shit. So my hair's in a ponytail, cool. I'm throwing up all of that good ass food I made earlier that day. All I see is black eyed peas in the fucking toilet. I'm just throw up. After I throw up or whatever, my friend brings me a water. So now I'm drinking the water. I'm like, God, like I'm fucking rinsing my mouth with the fucking water, spitting it out, like just getting that shit out of my system. All I was cool. Like, I wasn't cool. I was still drunk, because I still couldn't really see. But I was better. After throwing up. Then I went from throwing up, and I'm like, okay, I text somebody, and I'm like, okay, we finna leave, because I just got done throwing up. So I'm like, okay, we finna leave now. We did not leave, y'all. We did not fucking leave. I remember putting gum in my mouth. I remember putting some double mint in my mouth. And I remember sitting on the bed. Then I remember getting my pussy ate. If you had like flashcards for how a sequence of events was happening, it really was Jody throwing up, Jody chewing gum, somebody is chewing on Jody pussy right now. Like, that's really how the flashcards went. So I'm like right there getting, I'm right there getting head, and I look off to the side. This other chick grabs my friend and she like, I'm finna eat your pussy in the bathroom. So now it's like what started out with me throwing up turned into a fucking 5-woman orgy. Like, things were happening so fast, like so fucking fast. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, like this is really fucking happening. And the shit was so much fun, y'all. Like, so much fucking fun. Like, out of what I can remember. And here's the thing, I still have to like recap. I have to have a conversation with my friend because both of us was drunk, but I was more drunk than she was. So I'm pretty sure it's shit that she remembers that I don't fucking remember. And it's probably shit that I remember that she don't fucking remember. Because that's how fucking memories work any fucking way, right? Especially if you inebriated. So we, so then like I remember I'm getting head. First of all, it was I was getting head by 2 people. Like, they was like back and forth. I'm like, okay, this is lit. Then we decides to go in the bathroom to watch what the fuck they had going on in the bathroom. So now we watching them. Then we goes back from the bathroom back into the room. And then like next thing I hear was, let's switch. So now I'm getting scissored and I'm looking over to the side and I'm like grabbing a titty. Like, the shit was so fucking lit. So fucking lit. And then there was a moment where, you know, like I'm sobering up a little bit more at this point. There was a moment where, because my purse was not even in the room with us. My purse was in the general area. I peeks my head out the fucking door and I asked one of our guy friends or whatever to give me my purse. And he over here like, what the fuck y'all got going on up in here? He like stepped in for like 2-3 seconds and then motherfuckers like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it was so fucking funny. And then this nigga talking about some, are you pussy too? Like, nigga, we asked what the fuck you do. So he leaves, he you know, like I said, he literally like was in there for 3 seconds, only caught 3 seconds. And this motherfucker talking about something. From the 3 seconds I saw, y'all was up in there rowdy. Like, yeah, we like shit was really escalating very fast. Now, I asked for my purse because I had a vibrator and some lube in my purse. Now, I know y'all like, Jody, why the fuck did you have a vibrator and some lube in your purse? I've told y'all before, I keep lube in my fucking purse. And when I opened up for Shameless Sex, they gave me like this mini magic wand. And it's like, it's for a purse. Like, it's literally a purse-sized vibrator. So I pulled that motherfucker out. Now shit gets very interesting. Shit got very interesting at that point. I remember a point where me and one of the other chicks or whatever, we kind of had words. So I'm like, I hope this not finna turn into a fight. Because she said something slick. And then one of the other chicks was like, but you don't know who this is. She was talking about me. She was like, but you don't know who this is. This is Jody. She's a sex coach. Like, she really do this. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, shucks. Like, I do really do this, but I don't know if that kind of made her feel some type of way, but it's like, yo, I really do study sex and I really do know a lot about anatomy and just like little shit that you can do to make stuff just way better than what it was. But I don't know. I guess she wanted to be the best eater in the fucking room. I don't fucking know, because yeah, that just was what it was. I did end up, I do remember sitting on her face. Like, the head was okay. I do remember sitting on her face. I remember like playing with my titties and then like bending over backwards and smacking ass. Like, that was a very fun night. Very fun night. We ended up leaving because I showed up in fucking stockings and a skirt. By the end of the night, I couldn't find my stockings because they had gotten ripped off of me. They were ripped off. So that shit was gone anyways. And the whole point of me wearing stockings was so I wouldn't be cold. Like, we in downtown Chicago. That wind chill was crazy. But I remember us leaving the hotel. We're running to the car because it's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. And then we drove to my friend's house and I fucking crashed out. Like just crashed on the motherfucking couch. We got to her house and we was smoking. And when she was like talking to me a little bit, but I could barely keep my fucking ass open. First of all, it was hard for me to keep my fucking ass open from the last fucking since fucking 120, 130 when I was drunk and starting to throw up. And then like we have a fucking orgy. I had never even had a all woman threesome. So this was definitely like this was such a beautiful experience because I told y'all before, one of my favorite threesomes was a threesome that I had with a married couple where I was not penetrated. I love non-penetrative group sex. I like it a lot. I think I like it because it's just like I'm getting my clitoris stimulated for a very long time. And I like that shit, especially because I'm an edger. So I think for me, that was kind of like my favorite part. And even just in terms, because even just in terms of what I was doing that night, like I'm eating pussy, I'm eating ass, like I'm making it jiggle in my face. Like that shit was so fucking fun. Like, it was fun. It was fun. And so, I'm curious to know, if you're listening or whatever, because y'all probably like, Jody, I ain't never had no fucking orgy. Like, what the fuck is going on? Let me kind of like tell y'all why it was so much fun. Because I'm just describing sexual acts, but I think for me, there's 2 reasons why it was like very, very fun. One, I'm an exhibitionist. So I like being watched and I like performing. I like being very theatrical. So I remember doing stuff in particular where it's like, if I was being recorded, it would very much give porn star. Like if I was being recorded, it would give porn star, because when I know people are watching me, I get very performative. And not performative in the sense that I'm faking it, but I get super like, I'm doing stuff because I know it's sexy. Like I will intentionally do something because it's sexy. Like if I'm playing with my titties or I'm making eye contact on purpose, like I'm doing these things because I know it's sexy. So shit like that. So for me, I was able to tap into my exhibitionist kind of, like anytime I'm able to be an exhibitionist, I'm all for that because I like putting on a show. And for me, that kind of erotic power play, because it's a control thing. Like it's very much, I like mind games. I like the thought of me, like even when I'm giving somebody head and I'm staring at them, like I'm looking at their face. Like I like shit like that because like I know like whether you're a man or a woman, nobody wants to make extended eye contact while they're getting head, because that damn near make you come quicker. Because you stimulated. You being overly stimulated. Like you already being physically stimulated, but then now you have this kind of like mental stimulation coming from the eye contact. And that's the shit that I like. I like to mentally stimulate people. So for me, that's what's super cool, right? This was my first orgy, and it was an all-woman orgy. So for that to happen and for me to feel the way I feel about female pleasure being at the center of sexual activity, like, and me pushing for that, I think that was super, super dope, low key, to start my year off that way, because her nut really does matter, and we really did that. Like, just, but yeah, like, I think when you understand kind of the psychological allure of being an exhibitionist and then participating in group sex, because I am someone, I do well in threesomes and or group sex because I know how to keep multiple people stimulated at the same time and keep multiple people involved. So anytime you're in that type of setting, you have to kind of know like, okay, cool, nobody should feel left out at all. And I'm good at that. I'm good at incorporating people. But also, just because I'm that person does not mean I'm going to have sex with everyone involved, if that makes sense. Because although it was a 5-woman situation, there was one woman that I didn't actually sexually interact with. Like, she sexually interacted with someone else, but also that's where they kind of like, just because you in that setting doesn't mean that there aren't like nonverbal cues or communication or whatever. And it's not that I was like, oh, like I'm intentionally not going to do anything with this woman. It wasn't that type of situation. It's just like, it's a vibe thing. Like, when you at the club dancing, ladies, when you at the club dancing, it's just certain people that you dancing with, and other ones like you kind of dance with, and then it's others that you just not dancing with, but y'all all came there together type shit. That's the best way I can describe it, because you can tell, just like if you were a fly on the wall, you would be able to tell that like me and one particular person, like we fucking for real. Like we scissoring, we eating each other out. I'm eating her ass. Like we fucking for real. And then this other girl who she's another one of, and here's the thing, in this 5-woman orgy, I knew only 2 of the women. The other 2 I didn't know. I didn't know them. But I definitely sat on one of their faces. And again, I know her name. I know her first name. So, and I know she's a Pisces. So I guess that's all I really need to know about this nice lady. Before New Year started, I said I was looking for 2 nice women, like 2 really nice ladies to go into the new year with. And I found 4. And so I just feel like 2025 is going to be a very abundant year, because I was only looking for 2 nice ladies to do some nasty shit with. And I found 4 nice ladies. Like, won't he do it? Like, I feel, isn't that what 2025 is supposed to be about? It's supposed to be about abundance. And I'm feeling real abundant right now. So for me, if the start to 2025 that I had is any indication for the type of year I'm going to have, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And I'm super excited. I am super pumped up for the year that I'm going to have, because I feel like it's going to be abundant. And honestly, my coochie still hurt a little bit. Like, it's been 2 days. Like, I'm still worn out. I feel like I got my ass beat. That's how much fucking I did. I literally text a picture of my thigh to my friend, and I was like, did one of them nice ladies punch me? Because why do I have a bruise on my leg? Like, I have a bruise on my fucking thigh. And she was like, no, I don't remember anybody punching you, but we was all kind of rowdy. So I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to how this year is going to roll out. I'm happy that I can finally, I can cross off. And it's crazy because eating ass was not on like my bucket list, but I can't say that I don't eat ass no more. And I can't say that I haven't had an orgy anymore. And y'all know I've been wanting to have an orgy for a while. Y'all want something else that's like super funny, right? So last year on New Year's, I uploaded this meme. Now, when I uploaded it, it didn't apply to me, obviously, but it was funny, so I uploaded it. And the meme it was a picture of Jada Pickett from Set It Off after she, was in a band. And it said, the word said, the new year, my body count just reset it to 0 and I'm already back up to 7. And that shit was so fucking funny to me last year. And then that shit popped up in my memories this year. And I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, cause how my body count shoot up that fucking quick within a couple hours. But also it got me to thinking, like, when we talk about bodies, like, again, I tell y'all, my favorite type of sexual experiences be the non-penetrative experiences anyways. And so, like, if I'm having sex with a woman, that still count as a body. So I'm like, damn, G, like, and also I'm like, I did get my pussy ate by 4 people. So technically, yeah, my shit shot up rather quickly. And I love that for me. I feel like I'm getting back to the 2022 version of who I am. So yeah, this year, I'm going to, it's crazy because I don't really have that many more sexual acts on my bucket list at this point. Cause y'all know I've been talking about an orgy for a while and I finally had one. So now I'm like, what else will I do? I'm gonna have to really think hard. I'm gonna have to make some shit up. Nope. I know what I still gotta do. Technically, I've never been strapped. So yeah, I think I might not make it through the month without that though. Like now that I had this orgy situation, I damn near know exactly who gonna strap me at this point. So I'm looking forward to that. And so I hope y'all new year got off to as good of a start as mine because yeah, I had a very, very eventful start to my new year. And yeah, that's all I got for this episode. As always, make sure y'all are liking, writing reviews, subscribing, all that good shit. Anything I have going on will always be in my Instagram bio. So make sure y'all are following me there. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I'm probably finna go, do some fucking stretches because I feel like I got my ass beat real bad and I'm still kind of tired. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Her Nut Matters. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share the pleasure with others. Follow us on Instagram at hernutmatters to stay updated on everything we have going on. Remember, pleasure is power. Go out there and own yours. Catch you next time.